Hi there. Thanks for stopping by. It's another RD charting video. Yes, that's what I'm going to call myself, RD charting. Um, so I made my video on McDonald's the other day. I guess I'll link that at the end. I understand it's a long video. I kind of blabbered a lot at the beginning of it, and just throughout it in general. I did add timestamps to that video. I'll plan to add timestamps here for you guys as well. So if you want to skip through and go to some other parts of the video, that will help you there. If I understand you're not maybe as nerdy as me, but and you don't want to watch through the whole video. Plus, I'm not the most exciting person in the world. I get that. But I did promise in the McDonald's video I was gonna go over some other ideas and kind of show how they're working or not working at the moment. Uh, my first video I ever made was on VCLT. I made that 12 days ago. And I appreciate everybody who's viewed it. It means a ton. It means a lot. You definitely have no idea. Like and subscribe, share too. If you don't mind sharing, it helps a lot. I really want to make these videos to help show you guys charts, show you how the market can act, and hope that it helps you in your decisions about where maybe you'll invest or even like how to interact with the market, because again, the market, honestly, it can be scary, and it is scary, and maybe this is a kind of good example on this chart itself. Again, this is VCLT, and I made my video 12 days ago, and it kind of and VCLT kind of went down. Boom, it did pop up here, and then it got slammed down. So basically, it's not. You could say it's not working at the moment, and yeah, at the moment it's not working necessarily. And what this is, it's a normal counter trend move. Uh, and actually, in my video, I did mention that it could pull back into this area. And if you watched any of my other videos, I do mention, I don't know if it's in all my videos I mention it, but it is actually, in my experience, just with this method, it is a fairly common outcome that first, before you get a really strong move in continuation of the trend, you do get these kind of big moves up, and it excites everybody. It gets everybody in the trade. Oh, you get really excited. Um, okay, but man, if you buy here, man, you just got really killed here. And if you buy here expecting this really big move to play out, well, you're in a lot of pain right now, and that's why we say don't buy all your trade ideas in one chunk, because there's a chance that you might experience some pain before your trade idea works out. And you always want to give yourself an opportunity to try to get a better price in your trades, or in your investments. So again, I'm getting into some of the trade ideas here, rather than the investing aspect. I did pull up here the actual dividend yield of the corporate bond ETF. Right now, 4.96%, which is really quite a good yield, especially if you've built up like a whole nest egg in retirement. And actually, it gets more technical, so I'll talk about it in the end of the video, or more towards the end of the video, so I don't like put everyone to sleep. But 4.96% yield over 12 months is quite good, really. So if you've got like a nest egg and stuff, and you want just some steady income, almost 5% on your money is a really solid income. Again, if you've built up, even if you're still just trying to save, it's not bad to get a little bit of steady cash coming in. So basically, on $1,000 invested, that's $4.96 a month, which doesn't sound like a lot. I get it, but hey, who doesn't like a little bit of cash coming in every month? Um, that's a coffee. It's a coffee you can get. Um, but anyway, uh, and I'm pretty sure I did that math right. Anyway, yeah, we're facing a counter. It's a counter trend move here, really, because technically, and for a while, the bond trend could still like be up overall. Um, and then we're just getting this like pretty intense counter trend move here. Um, and what actually this does too is it gives us an opportunity to say, oh boy, this is not really necessarily going in our favor of what we thought would happen. Now, how can I possibly understand where maybe this asset is going to reverse, and trend back up in our favor? Um, maybe you said, "Oh, RD, you made this video too soon. I don't think this is going to play out the way you think it is." And maybe you decided, okay, I'm going to go short here. Um, well then, and obviously that move would have hurt you if you were short. But anyway, and if you're short, you're looking for where can I start? Where should I start to cover my position? Um, and I mean, theoretically, you definitely should cover some of your position here because you're in decent profits. But maybe you say, okay, but I still think there's room to go before I have to cover my short position, and you keep some on. But anyway, and that's why this is where I like to use Fibonacci levels. Just checking the times. I understand it's not a concise video for you guys here, but again, I'll try to timestamp this so you can navigate how you please. But yeah, this is why I like to look at Fibonacci levels, because I do think it gives you a valid option of how far extended can a certain move go. And I've seen it work on a lot of time frames, and so I'm fairly confident that Fibonacci levels are useful tools to have an idea of where an asset might reverse. So you can see here on the 2.618 time frame, um, there was a bit of a small reversal here. And what's the percent? 0.5%. Honestly, in bonds, 0.5% is kind of a decent reversal, a decent move on the daily time frame. So yeah, so I drew my Fibonacci levels accordingly. I just used the bottom of this kind of red bar here to go to the top of this red bar, and that gave me these levels. And you can see how they interacted with the price over these days as well. And you can see it's been fairly useful. I mean, a little bit of heebie-jeebie, but I mean, if you look here, so the what's it called? That the ETF opened here and it closed here, and that's basically right on those fib levels, and then the next day it gapped down all the way down right onto the one. The color, there's so many lines on these levels that the colors, you have to use different colors, and sometimes they're hard to read. But 1.272 level, it gapped right down to it. So, in my opinion, it's pretty hard to deny that that's a helpful level to use. And then you can see where it came here, boom, and then went up here to the 1.272 or whatever there. So anyway, I like that. I think it's interesting. And then again, based off of these fib levels, you could say, well, if it got really crazy, then it would go all the way down to here. And there's definitely a chance that could happen. Um, if we start getting into these areas, it's really extended, and that's where you might say, okay, I'm going to really start picking up. I'm going to start buying VCLT in this area because it's a very extreme move. And you know, and my thinking is that it's going to move back up. And that would be maybe a theory that you could potentially have. So whether that ends up happening, et cetera, only time will tell, as I say in every video. So I'll go ahead and actually break this video, and I'll create a new one. I was gonna cover Wolf, the Bitcoin mining stock, and actually it isn't totally broken. The move is still kind of in our favor, so maybe I'll go over that as well. But Peloton's moved a little bit to our favor. I could go over the Home Depot. If you watched I believe it was my general review work session, I did a little bit of a short-term analysis on Home Depot, and that played out actually. And I actually said I don't think this is actually going to play out on the short term because it just didn't seem like it was the right setup to me, and it actually, what I thought, played out accordingly, if that makes sense. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video on VCLT, kind of reviewing where it's at and showing, okay, it's on a counter trend move. What does that mean? How can we measure that? And what should we expect going forward? And just mentally, how do we process that? So, kind of interesting to me. I hope you enjoyed it. VCLT, not a recommendation to buy or sell, but 4.96% isn't a terrible return. Wouldn't be the worst part of your portfolio to add just to get a little steady cash in there. Not a recommendation to buy or sell. Just going over that from a theory perspective, that I certainly, as I've gotten older, I appreciate having just some steady cash coming in. Now, again, this is a long-term corporate bond, so you'll see that you are exposed to liquidity and potential depreciation of the asset, potential depreciation on an equity perspective. And I'm not saying that exactly right, but again, you lock in that kind of 4.96% dividend rate, at least for the moment. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys. Thanks. Like and subscribe and share if you don't mind. That would be sick. So, see ya.